clink. Wow, my face look really terrible. This big ass headphones. Anyways, hello guys. Hi, I'm Gray.
I'm Amelia.
Welcome
To
Casualty. Right, as you can tell, today we are alone filming because we don't have the time to meet each other. So, Amelia, carry on.
Yeah. We are back today with another episode of Casual Conversations. Yeah.
Casual conversations. So, I am sure that people are familiar with the term child abuse. But how familiar are you with about the cases of parental abuse or elder abuse?
In this conversation, we'll be talking about a situation that has surfaced recently about a youngster who abused his own mother.
Let's talk. Okay, so I don't know if you have seen the video, because the article or the video itself has been trending lately on social media, but I don't know if you've seen it, where is this 17-year-old boy at home asking his mom for money, and when she refused, he started hitting her. I really couldn't bear going through the end of the video because I felt it was that's what I felt. How about you? What do you feel when you
My first impression when you told me that somebody... What did you tell me at first? Yeah. Okay, then I watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like furious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, his mom was doing something for him as a favor, right?
I think so. I think she was doing something for him. I don't know, was it laundry or something? I'm not sure.
I don't know, is it the boxes that she was helping
packing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then he got upset.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, the mother kept on telling him, okay, slap. Then he continued slapping him.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
I did not actually hear the sound. I only watched it.
Yeah. And I was shook.
Oh, dang.
Of course,
right.
I think in general, like, anyone who watches that video would be pissed if they see somebody like hurting. Actually, it doesn't even matter if you're his own parent.
Yeah.
Just the video of
abuse. Yeah.
Would like make her pissed off.
Yeah, I was taken aback. I was like, oh no, why would you do that? I was so pissed. Yeah, but anyways, but for me, I think like when I first had just seen it, I was burning with rage. I was like, how could somebody do that to your parents? I mean, your parents are the one that, brought you up and took care of you and everything, and then now this is what you're doing. Yeah. But
the thing,
continue. Go ahead.
No, it's like, because it's very common. Like, the more common stories you hear is of older adults, when you're like fully working adults abusing their mom or dad, who are like of the
elderly,
grandmother age.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't really hear of like teens abusing their parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because it's super under-researched and super not talked about. It's like, especially in Singapore context, I think it's even more not talked about, because I think in Singapore there's this what you will call, you have to maintain your face in public and that kind of stuff. So it's like, when you are a parent and you're being abused by your child, or cases, if there are cases that happen like that, I think they will not talk about it because it's like paiseh. Right, paiseh to talk about it. especially in Singapore context. I think because it's super not talked about, it's really something that most people don't know unless it's happening to you or happening to your family. Yeah. I don't really see in the news as well, like for adolescents, like especially like young people, like really young teenage years. Yeah.
So, what do you think was the cause of, like, is the cause of teenagers, youngsters, adolescents abusing their parents?
Is it because of that age? Is it because of if I'm wondering? I think it could be. I think studying childhood, you know, in the stages of development of a child in school was, yeah, I especially that age actually where it is like the most. That's my cat scratching the sofa. Nugget, please, excuse me. Thank you. Anyways, yeah, no, the that is a pivotal moment of developmental age. You know, where you are going through what I think people will say the most changes in your body, like hormonally, psychologically, mentally, physically as well, because you know puberty and everything is starting to form. Of course, you don't hit puberty at 17, but by that time you're still progressing through puberty, and that is like just the step before adulthood. So I think there's a lot of stressors and everything that goes in place. So I think that age stage, it plays a part lah. I'm sure that's why I think majority of the cases are either you are an adult or you are a teenager. Majority of the cases, yeah, of that.
I think some of it can be because of some articles that I read. They say that because when they were growing up, their parents might have abused them also. So that's where they pick up the behavior from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, parents' action. It is like how I know it's a very vast comparison to make, but I think it's very similar to how psychopaths are made out of. Is where where there is constant trauma, psychological trauma to the person, and you were not able to go through the developmental stages properly, and there was like undernourishment, under-enrichment, and all that kind of stuff. Like under nurtured. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So the cycle of abuse actually do continue because most psychopaths were abused before.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So there's this cycle that continues, and that could be an influencing point, and could be a reason why young people do it lah.
And
right?
What's it called? Like they don't know how to. What's that called? Like they don't know how to handle your emotions properly.
Yeah. Control. Kind of. I think it also has to like play in part whether there is developmental issues, developmental problems. My cat has decided to go for a poop at this moment as well, or mental illness as well, because like there's several forms of like autism or like high functioning autism or any other mental illness that could play a part in making a person aggressive or violent, that if undiagnosed, it people will misunderstand it as just being a rude child or being a not good child. Yeah. What's your question? Like,
So where do you draw the line between like, oh, it's because of mental illness, that's why you're acting this way, and between that and taking responsibility for your actions?
yeah, see, that's difficult because like, for example, this video, okay, I of course at the first look or the and people were talking about it, my first reaction was obviously anger as well. Like anger, just burning rage. My lights are blinking. Burning rage and so on and so forth. Now I have no lights over there. Yeah, but after that, when I start to think about it rationally, right, then it's like, okay, wait, but this, but that, but there are so many other factors that play in part in causing a person to burst in rage or be violent to something. There are really so many causes, and we don't know the family situation. We don't know how it's like before the video. We don't know what was the situation before the video, and we don't know how his upbringing was, or so on and so forth. So I'm sorry for the sound. I'm trying to take batteries. Yeah, so yeah, if you get what I'm trying to say, it's difficult to draw the line, because you need to know the case before you can draw a line. You really need to know. But like from this like outsider point of view, on just if we're just talking about this video per se, it's difficult to make a judgment or pass on a judgment, because you really don't know whether the person is at fault or not. But then here comes the part where he did a post, a response, right? And actually, what do you? It's alright. Actually, what do you think about it?
What do I think of his response?
Yeah, his response.
Contradicting actually, because
yeah, I have it here. Let me just whip up my phone. So he said, okay, I was post the screenshot there, but like he said, firstly I have to say my family also his English is really bad. But okay, my family problem is bad. In the house, me and my parents don't even talk, like strangers. My mom went to complain to my stepbrother that I demanded $100 from her when it's my allowance. Obviously anyone will get angry when they are accused, right? When I reached home, I talked Edie to her nicely.
No,
Caps.
Nicely.
Yeah. Okay, right. If I'm assuming, I think when I reached home, I talked to her nicely. She started shouting. She started to shout at me, giving me a stern stare as if I did anything wrong. When I only asked her nicely why, she continues, and then things get worse. I personally admit it's my fault. Fueled. Me and my mom even talked it out on the day itself. I hope you guys can understand my point of view and stop making fun seriously. Family problems are like that when it's to the extent. It's not extent. It's quite serious. I am seriously guys. I'm seriously remorseful, And then the next one that he posted was, fuck all of you haters. Don't make slap all of you also. KNNCCB. I won't say that full thing.
The thing is, right?
Yeah. What do you feel?
This is like the classic case of like stare what stare, not happy.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Because she literally gave him a stern stare.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, you finding problem with me, okay, you staring at me,
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, yeah. I gave him sympathy before. I was compassionate. I think I wasn't, downright like just like, no. I was compassionate about him. But then he put this out, and I don't know if I should change my mind about the.
Should, because I think trying to explain his situation, it just paints a clearer picture that he was
at fault. Yeah.
Because the mother never touched him.
Yeah.
She was accusing him and looking at him with a stern face.
Which all parents do that.
Yeah.
If you're being a brat. Yeah. Exactly. And then I think what, made me more like about it was the second post, like fuck all of your haters and then all that, right? I'm like, if you're remorseful, you can't you won't do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, if I try touch like 20,000 wood in this house, that if I ever throw a fit at my parents and you know, in the moment of anger hit them, if I were to apologize, this is not the way that I will go to. But then again, we are very huge age gap. We are now like 23. You know, I think we. Oops. I think we know how to deal with. I mean, we won't do it anyways. But touch wood, you know, in another word, if we did it, you know, we would know how to handle this issue properly. But and then he's just 17. You know, I think at 17 there's this dilemma whether are you too young or are you too old already to not understand. You know, when we were 17, it was the same thing. It was like you think that you're old but your parents think you're young, and that kind of stuff. And there's always like, or even just parental expectations. Some things you're just too young for you, and some things that you're old enough to know. So it causes such a big am I too young? Am I too old? What's wrong? What's right? You know, that kind of dilemma in teenagers. Yeah. Which, you know, yeah, it's difficult.
This is a big non-apology kind. It's like
It really is.
sorry, but
It really is.
to slap people.
Yeah, exactly. He threatens to slap some more. And I think if you're really remorseful and sorry, I don't think you should be so harsh with your words, or you do that, like, don't make me slap you guys, okay? You know, that kind, like, just be sorry. You know, if you're sorry, be sorry. I hate like half-assed apologies. Like, if you want to give a half-assed apology, don't apologize at all. Why would you bother, you know, apologizing if you just want to say sorry for the sake of having, in Chinese it's called 面子, but it's like just having a face, you know, to show people. Like, just, oh, okay, like, you know, I think the concept of the apology was, oh, then maybe people will understand and they won't like talk shit about me anymore, that kind. Then that's why I apologize, not because I did something wrong.
And he felt bad.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, I this is all just assumption, right, of how he feels. But then again, the bad thing about this is also that it was thrown, I mean, you can call it a bad thing, but it was thrown into social media. There was, I really have no idea who posted it, or like how did it happen, right? Yeah, exactly. And it was like a home security camera, so maybe the parents posted it, I don't know. I really have no idea. Or like,
or maybe it's the mother's like call for help.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Or I mean, or it could be the one time that he beat her and she's using that to like threaten him. You see, there's so many cases we might never know. I think about all these, like, really, I shouldn't be thinking about all the different situations that might happen. You really don't, because you really won't know the case until you know the case. Then because sorry, go ahead. Oh, no, because it was thrown into social media. It's not a right, like, it's obviously heavily criticized and everything. So I don't think they have like the proper capacity to resolve the issue, which they should resolve privately with professional help at home. I mean, wherever, or in a center or whatever, but not in the light of public. You know. Yeah. What about you?
Who knows? Maybe they tried, but he couldn't. Like, they couldn't get through his thing.
Yeah. There are cases like this.
But I think this they are putting it in social media. Everybody has opinions about everything.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
What was the purpose?
What?
I don't know what's the purpose of putting it online. Like, is it just to like shame him? I mean, it's probably just to shame him, right? Yeah. And his school, like, you know, the school that he's from came out and everything. So it's like, it's obviously to. I have not seen any article about the school. Yeah, so I'm not too sure.
He was wearing his PE t-shirt or something.
Yeah, he was wearing his school uniform, as people do. if you scroll through the comments of the original post, people are like, oh, the kid is being spoiled by the parents, so he can do whatever he wants to do to them. And then on the other hand, it's like the other side, which is protective of the parents, is like, oh, the parents raise you up, then why are you doing this, and all that kind of thing. So like, I don't know. Actually, what do you feel about parents spoiling their children? And like, okay, let's take this case out of the situation. But what do you think about parents spoiling their children till they have no sense of what is right and wrong, and what is respectful and what is not respectful to the parents?
I think a lot of parents, not a lot, some parents might want to approach their kid as a friend. Like, so, like, you know, that kind of thing where you can talk to me about anything, just treat me like one of your friends. I think that might not be the right way to parent, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't parent my kid like that. Because once you, like, establish the boundaries that they can be however with you, like, they won't look up to you as a parent anymore. The sense of respect might not be there. So it will be easier for them to overstep.
Right.
Yeah. So
spoiling the kids is a no to you?
Yeah. I think spoiling to an extent, like, if there's a reason to spoil them, maybe, but like, my relationship would be very, very verbal relationship. Okay, not like verbally abusive lah, but
no, like a lot of talking, communication.
Yeah, communication. And make sure they understand, like, if they do something wrong, I wanna make sure that they understand how that it affects the situation or the people that
the people that they might have affected, right? Same. Same, exactly the same. Yeah, so I don't understand parents who just spoil their kids.
The future, if they spoil their kids too much, what happens when they grow up into the
spoiled
life?
Exactly, being a spoiled
they don't get their way, and then that's where these kind of things can, like,
happen. Exactly. We don't want, how do I say this, like, to cast judgment on the different kinds of family structures that are out there, or you know, say which is better than the other, or which is right and which is wrong, because I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things. But I think
the dynamics will be different for every family also.
Exactly. Yeah, but I still think that the one thing, or at least that thing that shouldn't be done, is abuse lah. I mean, whatever abuse it is, honestly. For this case, it was physical, but I'm sure there were, if it could escalate to physical, there were verbal before. And verbal is the most easiest way of abusing without looking like it's abuse, because people usually, I mean, if you don't study abuse, or if you're not, I guess, not well versed with abuse, people usually don't think that verbal abuse is abuse. It's just how like there are so many things that comprises of verbal abuse, but people don't see it as that, which is very sad.
And the effect, right, is not, you don't see it immediately. It's when you're grown and when you're an adult, then you can see the verbal abuses of when they were from when they were
young.
kids.
Exactly. And it's not to say that, okay, because you can't see, it's not physical, it's verbal abuse, mental abuse, or whatever abuse that is not seeable, it's less painful than physical. No, it's the same. Any kind of abuse, whether big, small, physical, non-physical, is abuse. It is traumatic, and it causes a lot of issues to a person, no matter what. I don't know why now we're shifting to like the huge topic of abuse, because it's a whole different, it's a whole big thing that I will never end. of any kind of abuse, even sexual abuse. Okay, like any kind of abuse, it's just traumatic. It is not what we stand for here. It is not what casualty stands for. We are against this. So
if you are in any kind of abuse, or you realize that this kind of characteristics describe you a little bit, maybe keep yourself in check or something.
yeah, do keep yourself in check.
There's
And
a lot of links.
Sorry, yes, there's a lot of links. Yes, we will link it down.
Sorry?
We will link them down.
Yeah. That
those
you can
links
go to
if you need
if
help.
you're in trouble, or you are a victim of abuse, or you know of someone who's a victim of abuse, please click on the link.
So if you realize, or you keep yourself in check, and you realize that okay, maybe I am one, I might be an abuser, I think go get some help. In all seriousness, like really, like get some professional help to help you sort out the trauma and the issues that you have gone through, because don't keep things inside, don't keep things inside until it like bursts like a volcano, and like you're like and then that's like, and then you do something you regret. That's the most important thing, because you look now at, for example, this case, now he's at 17, and then what if he looks back at it like many years later, he's like, I shouldn't have done that to my parents.
I think right, if one day he finally gets the help he needs, right, I don't think this social media thing that's on, like the video that's on social media, is gonna impact him so badly.
Negatively, very negatively.
Like, so, like, people who have videos on social media, like really bad videos, I feel like they hardly get a second chance to make things right, because people will always remember them for that video that went viral for them.
That's why social media is like, it's a good and bad place, and I have a lot of struggles with the ethics of social media, but that's why you're not on social media. There's a lot of shit going on.
So in conclusion, what can we conclude from this conversation?
What can you conclude?
What I conclude from this conversation is that, yes, what you see on social media, the video, is terrible, and the case that he presents himself with that apology,
made it worse.
Makes it clear that he's actually in the wrong, but that doesn't give us a chance to attack him, because who knows, we might have been an abuser in one way or another. And I think the best way to go through this is to let the kid get some help.
Honestly, that's my stand also. I think the not just him, I think the whole family needs to have proper help. Like all of them sit down, go to a family center, solve it properly.
The thing is, he's in school, so I'm pretty sure if he seems like he needs it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He can approach his school
counselor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's free counseling, take it. Like at least get some help. But then again, see, I'm always with the but then again. I'm so sorry that I'm trying to make this positive, but I'm like, but then again, because I think about so many things. But the point that I wanted to make is also, if they don't think that it's something that they need help with, they will never seek help with it. Which is something that I have taken many years to acknowledge and learn, that if I need help, don't reject it, and don't like stop yourself from getting the help that you need just by your mentality of it's okay, I don't need to be helped. Wow, this is turned into another deep end. It's a whole story for another time.
I'm like, okay, alright.
Oopsie.
Once again, please accept this conversation with the biggest openness mind that you can have.
I think because most people are angry about it, and they are like, how can you give this child an excuse, or this boy an excuse? But you just really don't know the story. You don't know the full story. You don't know what happened before. You don't know what has been going on, and you don't know how the parents were bringing up the child, or how their family dynamics is. So we cannot just jump straight to conclusion and be like, he's in like total wrong. Like he's like 100% wrong. He, like I said, whatever he did was wrong, but you cannot just base everything on that one video that you've just seen. Yeah, which is the point that we're trying to make, like, actually. Like, if you can get what we're trying to say is like, like, yeah, that whatever that was. If you understand.
Yeah,
If
but
you
in
understand,
no
you get
way
it.
was that standing up for the boy
Mm-hmm.
because the actions were wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm not standing up for him. No, he shouldn't, like, no, don't do that. Like, even if you have problems, like, don't do that. Respect your parents, okay? Respect your parents. Unless they don't respect you, then there's a whole different
Then
story.
you
Yeah.
gotta seek help. Okay.
Yeah. No, if, yeah, and if, yeah, exactly, and there's, okay, then let me just make one more point, that if they don't respect you, go and try to get help about it, because, like, if your family puts you at a situation where you are not safe and you are being abused or whatever that it is that your parents are doing to you, go and seek help, okay? Please don't just, whoever you are, that if you're being abused or whatever, call us, email us.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if it's not a professional help, as long as you reach out to somebody who's not in the same situation.
Who can help you.
Clearer mind.
Yeah. And can, like, guide you to where you want to go, or at least be your listening ear. At least that's something. So if you need help, call me.
Yeah.
Call us. Call Amelia. Call me. DM us. I don't know what it takes, but whatever it is, just find someone, okay? Okay, so are we done today with this conversation? It took a really deep end towards the end. Very resounding oof. But I think we got our point out, and I hope we did get our point out. Yeah. Yeah, it better be. Alright. So on behalf of Amelia today, because she doesn't have a cup with her, I will clink. Yeah, she has the fake one, not the real one. But let's clink together today. Clink. Yes. And that is, you drank before me, but that is alright. That is the tea. That is the tea today.
So wait, hold on, go. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And share with your friends or whoever you think might
need some help.
Okay, we'll see you.
We'll see you next week.
1, 2, 3.
Goodbye.
Wow.